Teenage climate activist Greta Thunberg gave a speech at the UN Global Climate Conference held in Madrid. Thunberg referred to global warming as a climate emergency. She said that the business and political leaders are misleading the public by holding negotiations that are not leading to real action. Placing alarming data at the forefront, Thunberg pointed out that if the current emission levels persist, the world's rapidly declining carbon budgets would be gone within 8 years. She said that we no longer have time to leave out the science. Listen in.
We no longer have time to leave out the science. For about a year, I have been constantly talking about our rapidly declining carbon budgets over and over again. But since that is still being ignored, I will just keep repeating it. In Chapter 2, on page 108 in the SR 1.5 IPCC report that came out last year, it says that if we are to have a 67% chance of limiting the global temperature rise to below 1.5 degrees Celsius, we had on January 1st, 2018, 420 gigatons of CO2 left to emit in that budget. And of course, that number is much lower today, as we emit about 42 gigatons of CO2 every year, including land use. With today's emissions levels, that remaining budget will be gone within about 8 years.
Thunberg based her arguments on scientific reports and said that unchecked, warming above 1.5 degrees Celsius will prove to be catastrophic for the planet. She called out world leaders and said that the pledges to reduce emissions were not enough. Carbon needs to remain underground and greenhouse gases need to be zeroed. She said that the change does not come from the governments and corporations, but from the people. Listen in.
In just 3 weeks, we will enter a new decade. A decade that will define our future. Right now, we are desperate for any sign of hope. Well, I'm telling you, there is hope. I have seen it. But it does not come from the governments or corporations. It comes from the people. The people who have been unaware but are now starting to wake up. And once we become aware, we change. People can change. People are ready for change.